You guys probably know about Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, the Greek god brothers. And you guys probably know about Thor, Loki, and Odin from Norse mythology. Well, we got the Greek gods, Norse gods. We also have Egyptian gods, and the Mayan gods, and the Hindu gods, and the Chinese gods, and the Germans from World War II. Because when you watch classic movies like Indiana Jones, it's always the Germans who are trying to take over old mythological weapons and use them to take over the world. Naturally, there would be some at Mount Olympus. And I don't know about you, but I've always wondered, what if like the World War II factions had to fight, oh, I don't know, the god of the underworld? How would that turn out? Let's find out. So we got Hades, Lord of the Underworld, against a German rifle platoon with an officer and one dude with an MG40. Or is it an MP40? Technically machine pistol 40? Like, who would win, right? No one knows where the gods went or if they were even real. They probably weren't. But if they were, where did they go? They definitely didn't stick around for World War II, and Hades seems quite powerful. So powerful that the Germans are seeking foreign aid. Which looks like, I'm not entirely sure why, but it's a Russian sniper platoon. Maybe it's the Finns, right? The Finns fought the Russians in the Winter War before World War II, and they were sort of like minor allies, right? Jeez, Hades is overpowered. Maybe we started this out a little bit crazily. Hades is like 6,666. It's a lot of sixes, I know that much. Ares, Greek god of war. Who's the weakest one? Based off of numbers, it's actually Hera. Wait, Zeus is pretty cheap too. Well, let's have Bro Sard and Lord of the Broshin go up against a German platoon of his own. Now, no long-range abilities are going to be favored right here on this hill map. Oh my gosh, Poseidon is fast. It looks like he's trying to surf these bullets. I don't know if it's going to work out. He doesn't have any like special seahorses or dolphins or anything that I saw in that DC Comics Aquaman movie. He is, however, holding a fish. So he's got that going for him. And it looks like he's going to get surfed straight off of the map. Round one to the bad guys. Now let's put in the man, the myth, the legend, the god of war himself, Ares, who's got a flaming sword. He's got chains coming out of his back because I guess he's a little bit of an edgelord like that. He's got a shield, which does seem to be pretty good at blocking bullets. So half of the issue is the Germans just are walking themselves off the cliff, and the other half is this man has a small head. Okay, I've got to know. He has lost almost no health. Whoever made them literally made them like gods. So even when you have the fastest firing machine guns in the world, the MG42s, and you're sitting down like,
Jack, I want you to draw me like one of your French girls.
You're having a tea party or something. What are you guys doing? Is this the way you're firing? Look at this guy. This guy's my favorite. Hey there. I just learned to fire this gun. Oh, but Ares apparently was knocked off the map. So maybe maps may not be the best, and the Germans are going to bring out some extra firepower. Bazookas. Or Panzerschrecks if you're the Germans. Because guess who's fighting them in this little western shootout map? The Lord of Thunder, Thor, with Mjolnir. I love that word. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it properly. Do we have any Norse in the chat? Am I pronouncing Mjolnir properly? I would like to think that Thor, right after fighting his way through some Germans here and summoning lightning bolts from the sky. Look, can we see this? Thor, do that thing where you summon lightning bolts from the sky, not where your shin gets shattered by 7.92 millimeter German rifle rounds. This is the map where, do you guys remember when we had Siren Head attack us? Oh my goodness, those were the days of tabs. The heydays. The totally accurate days. There it is. Lightning bolts from the heaven. Left biceps the lightning, right biceps the thunder. Don't get caught in the storm, bruh. Thor! Yeah? Smash these man with hammer. Well, as if on command. So Thor is pretty impressive. We're all pretty well familiar, though, with Norse and Greek mythology. And in these, you have so many. Achilles, Aphrodite, Apollo, Ares, Kronos. In Norse mythology, we have Ymir. Is he a giant? Oh my gosh, he's the frost giant, isn't he? Maybe this man's superpower, he has a hammer in his pants. My dog is named Soul. Let's see who Soul is. Is he a small, long-haired miniature dachshund who whines whenever he's hungry? No, he apparently is someone super fast and also on fire. Maybe Sol is the god of the sun. Oh, and he's got fire grenades. Okay. You learned so much about mythology from these mods. Freynir and Fafnir looks like a wolf and a dragon. Wait a minute. You guys converted to Christianity already? I thought you were Norse mythology. And I think some people know about Anubis, Osiris, and Ra. I like how this one looks kind of like a mummy. But who would win if they fought Fafnir, Fenrir, and we need another rear. Halmdir, Heimdallr. Oh man, I don't speak Norwegian, as you can probably tell. Norse mythology versus Egyptian mythology. Okay, that is one way of fighting. Is this Ra?
It's Ra, come on!
I think this is Ra, god of the sun, who apparently wants to expunge himself in the infinite liquids of this totally accurate river. So who wins? The giant wolf god, the giant dragon god, or the dude who loves to throw swords and hammers? What a multi-talented young man you are.
I was there at the beginning of time.
Well, your beard should have been longer, like Amir's hammer coming out of his pants. But I'm not nearly as familiar with the Mayan gods. Apuk's corpses? One of them is a zombie lord? All right, so Apuk corpses, then who's Apuk? Hey, that's Apuk. Now, if I'm the American gods, I think we would like, I'm a Florida man. Poseidon and allied troops from World War II facing off against a Mayan undead invasion. Apuk and his undead minions. These things are pretty terrifying looking with their like hollowed white eyes. Oh yeah. And these ones sure do like to lunge themselves as like human undead torpedoes towards the enemy. And now we have this deity face off of Poseidon versus Apuk, who apparently just summoned in a witch? What is going on? Poseidon's trying to fly. This is why you need your flying seahorses, man. Oh no. Okay, Apuk has clearly created some minions that are very, very powerful. We have a Mayan undead invasion of the land of the living, and it looks like, could the Aztec gods take over Mount Olympus? I'm just assuming they're evil if they've got this guy. But then again, all of these mythologies have good gods and bad gods, right? Poseidon, you're gonna need some reinforcements, because you have, buddy, you've been in the water so long, you got mushrooms growing off of your damp skin. It's, very moist down there, by the way. And you may be asking yourself, who raised Apuk from the tombs? Well, didn't you know it was some crazy World War II German who, you know, thought about the occult a little bit too much instead of, like, I don't know, playing Jenga with his friends and not invading the rest of the world? But luckily, the Allied powers had a scout on this tree. That looks a little bit uncomfortable. Who saw the invasion and warned everybody. So then what we need is the Trinity, Poseidon, Zeus. And since Hades is the god of the dead and probably wouldn't want to attack another god of the dead because they got that pact, we're going to bring in Ares. So can they defend Mount Olympus? All right, boys. Zeus, get up there. Your brother's fighting it out. Ares, I don't know who's your dad. In Greek mythology, it's very difficult to keep up with it. I'm going to guess Zeus. Am I right? And then the allied rifle platoon is coming in. Oh my gosh, Zeus is already shattering the minions of the undead using lightning bolts, which does seem to be a pretty effective weapon at fighting the undead. This is like, instead of Thermopylae, where it's Spartans versus the Persians, and the Spartans are holding the hot gates, it sure seems like it's Greek mythology versus a Mayan undead invasion. And when you got Ares, Poseidon, and Zeus, I mean, who needs allied riflemen who can barely even get up the hill? Here, I'll show you how it's done. Come on, boys. Come on, you apes. You want to live forever? Oh, God. All right, these guys dodge bullets. Oh, my God. That was terrifying. Watching an undead skeleton minion attack you and throw you into the water is a pretty unnerving sight. The invasion looks like it was thwarted, but I got bad news. The Germans got reinforcements, and they're armed with their god-killing Panzerschrecks. Hey, boss. Ja, Heinrich? Are these the baddies? Well, if you're sitting next to the armies of the undead, you probably are the baddies. So if they got reinforcements, let's get, whoa, terracotta clay soldiers to hold the line, led by Guan Yu, who's on a very majestic looking horse. So terracotta warriors from Chinese mythology. They're like not living, not dead. They're technically undead, but they're not like evil undead. At least as far as I'm aware. Oh my god. They can shoot out giant fragments of terracotta spikes at the enemy, apparently. They're pretty effective at fighting and holding the line. But I don't think terracotta warriors are going to be very good against Panzerschreck bazookas. Look at this, man. Modern projectile-based ranged weapons versus the mythological power of the gods. And there's someone's ribcage flying off into space. That's how you know the battle is getting a little bit crazy. Poseidon, though, I think Poseidon, like, you know, at the end of the round, when you show your kill to death ratios and your score, I'm fairly certain that Poseidon has to be up there. He probably starts out pretty strong, but then, like, Zeus comes in with his lightning bolts, and I mean, he just shatters. Ares takes his sweet time to come up here. He's kind of more the tank of the group, you know, soaking up lots of incoming ranged bullets. But I think they would be able to defend Mount Olympus just long enough. And these terracotta warriors are no joke. Apparently, the Mayan Apuk minions, the skeletons, are no match. Where did all of these skeletons come from, though? I didn't place them on the map. I think Apuk literally just summoned like 50 of them. They're on the red faction, so that's definitely the bad guy faction in this. Apuk would probably want to retreat now. Or maybe die if he can just raise himself again. I always wish you could have a free-for-all, but more than just 2 factions. Like, wouldn't it be cool if you could have a 4-faction free-for-all? That would be amazing. Because then you could have all of these deity factions fighting each other. Let's see if we get one of all of the Hindu gods. Bakasura. Whoa, this guy's got 2 heads. I gotta check that out. Oh my goodness, that is amazing. Oh, that's terrifying. I don't want to fight that. Let's do them versus the Chinese gods. Now, is this just one of those clashes that's going to go on forever? Oh, it does look like the Chinese have more. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Oh, yeah. This looks a little bit unfair, especially given that they have terracotta warriors. So they are going to be seeking the Gorgon Queen herself, Medusa. And then let's go with Osiris, Ra, Set. And Set apparently spawns in minions. Man, there's always someone in mythology who's like undead and can summon in like some kind of a minion. These minions look pretty imposing. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell what's going on. Needless to say, if you lived back in the day when the gods roamed the earth, you wouldn't want to get involved with a battle. Oh my gosh, this kind of reminds me of Age of Mythology. What a great game, and I'm surprised that there aren't any more modern games where you get to see mythologies? Mythos fighting each other. Other than maybe, in a way, the Marvel universe. Yeah, can you even tell what's happening? I don't know what's happening. But this has been another episode of Totally Aggro Battle Simulator where we had a lot of different mythologies, the gods, intermingling, fighting with World War II factions over the Battle of Mount Olympus, where luckily, at least this time, the good guys prevailed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.